Welcome back to Here's Next Door. Thank you all for joining us for another Station Rigs. We are at the UpperCo Volunteer Fire Company in UpperCo, Maryland. It's in Baltimore County, and we're going to take a look at their brush truck. It's something we haven't done for a while, so let's go take a look. So we're going to be meeting up with their PIO of the company here. His name's Scott Warner, and he's going to walk us around this truck. Hey, nice to see you, buddy.
Nice seeing you.
All right.
How you doing?
I hear you got a very nice brush truck here. It's a 2017 from what I saw online, right?
Yes, that is correct. It's a 2017 2500 Dodge. When the merger took place between the two companies, both of them had brush units, and they were older. As you see, the one Antique was still sitting in the back. We decided, let's go ahead and get something updated. So we sort of doubled what we did. We bought the 2500 Dodge, right?
Yep.
It's got a 100-gallon tank in the back with a 100 GPM pump, self-contained, so we can run that through the woods. Also, we went out and bought a utility that we can do with ATV with a little 50-gallon tank and a pump on it also.
Okay. So you kind of work those in tandem when you get a brush fire.
When we get a brush fire,
Right.
We get a brush fire, we'll send this, and then we'll send the ATV on a trailer by itself so we can dump it and let it go out through the woods so we can hit it through both spots.
Okay.
And locally here in Baltimore in the spring, there was a woods fire down in Reisterstown that made national news. I forget how many acres it went, but it literally was like a wildfire. It was jumping roads. And it was so bad that both of these were down there. We took the Antique, they put it back in service and put it in the station down there.
Okay.
They were calling for every brush unit they could find in the state.
Right.
So, but it's, I mean, it's, you know, the fire engines are a big thing, but for us up here in rural, you run out to where barn fires are out in the fields, we need this.
Right.
So, you know.
Can you kind of describe to me how you set up a truck like this? What is a brush truck?
There's a lot of different meanings for a brush truck. I mean, there's an SOP for the county fire department, what you need. You need to have a winch. You got to have shovels, rakes. So the minimum standards, it's a glorified four-wheel drive, but we upgraded the suspension. We went with a bigger, more aggressive tire, so we could get off. The running boards are on there just to help you get in and out, but you want to keep it high. The idea is you don't want to go in and be bottom out going across log. So we put the brush guard on the front to try to help it. As you come around the front, it'll say big heavy-duty front end with a built-in winch. So, gosh, if something happens, you can get yourself back out of where you're at.
Right.
So it's designed to go off-road. It's truly an off-road vehicle. The old brush units years ago were the old Dodge military Jeeps.
Yeah.
They would push over a building if you could get them against. That's not the sense anymore. But it's a nice piece. You don't want to beat it up, but it's designed to go off-road. That's what it's built for.
And this has lights and sirens on it,
yes,
right?
it's all concealed lighting on it. It's got concealed lighting in the grill, up in the windshield.
Okay.
So it's siren the whole 9 yards.
Okay. And then in the driver's side, it's just a standard cab. What do you have on the inside?
It's just a standard cab. Come on back around. But then you have the center console with all the bells and whistles for the lights and the sirens.
Okay.
It actually, every year, because of being Baltimore County, it's got to go through a pump test. So it goes through, and it says, okay, it can be pumped. It does what it has to do. Okay. One of the standards, like I say, you got to carry rakes, you got to carry brooms, some absorbent chainsaw. And also, we carry a medical bag on this, just in case of something happens, it's there. It's not a lot of glorified compartments on this. It's nice and easy. It's the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid.
I love that. Yeah.
So you take it out and you run it through the woods. You don't need to have all this extra stuff. You need what's designed to do.
Okay.
So you got the forestry reel up top.
Okay, that's what this little
the little forestry line.
Okay.
We actually have 2 pre-connected lines off the back.
Okay.
That if you get in, it gets bigger than what the forestry line can handle. These are pre-connected. Can yank this. We can go into a pond, back into it, and it has the ability to where we go in, we can actually draft.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you go in to fill, go to here, here's another outlet, but you can actually hook up, open this up, close the other valve, and it'll draw a draft. And we have a hard sleeve.
Okay.
Dump it right into a pond, pools.
Yeah.
I mean, people with in-ground pools are our best friends.
Yeah.
We back right up to them and just suck them dry. So, water's water.
Yeah.
So
did you guys have to design this in-house? Do you send it out to get it made? How does this all get put together?
It's actually companies do the skid mount. So you buy the skid mount, which is the pump and the tank combined, right?
Okay.
Sitting on that frame. Okay. After that, it's like, okay, we bring it in. It's like, well, if you bolt it to the bed of the truck, you lose everything down underneath. So we built it up, built the steel frame here, and then put all what you see around it. So we have storage underneath, storage on both sides. We actually built these. So we have, you know, places to carry stuff, the rakes, the brooms.
And you did all that in-house. So
Yes.
it's a combination between buying the pump and then you guys
Design
kind
it
of
and
design
put it
it.
together, what we're going to do with the light on the side. You know, it's one of these things we joked about. It's like, well,
Right.
when you go out at night, it's like, okay, you're standing there with a flashlight trying to see what you're doing. So we actually put the light on the side that you can actually turn it on while you're working, so you have light in it at night. But if you say, noticed before, it's like you've got an 1 3/4 line, and then you got the 1 inch forestry line again.
Right.
So if you go out there and you need more than what you have, you go ahead and just keep extending.
But how many feet of hose do you carry on this?
That's 250. I believe that's 150 or 250, and that's 150 on that.
Okay.
So, you know, it's everything you're going to need to do. It's self-contained. You know, we carry spare gas cans on it to run. So when you're out in the woods running, you can keep going.
Okay. Does it run off of the fuel from the truck?
No,
too?
it has its own little gas tank.
Okay.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but this way, if something happens, you can still, you know, just fill it up and keep going.
Right.
So-
Is this a diesel or is this
Gas.
a
Gasoline.
engine? Okay.
So,
This is actually very cool. I love that it's lifted up. I'm a big truck guy myself. If anybody's been watching our show, you've seen, you know, the Heroes Next Door truck. This is comparable to it. So I have a favor. Do you think we can actually show this in action, show us how it works and that kind of stuff?
we can probably show you both of them in action.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I'll get somebody
'Cause there's
to-
not a whole lot of cabinetry to look
No.
at, and I want to make sure that the viewers get a true understanding on what a brush truck actually does.
No, we can do that.
All right.
Let
So
me-
before we do that, do us a favor. Hit subscribe, hit notification, make a comment or two of what you guys have. We want to know what it is, but we're going to bring this out back and flow a little bit of water.
We'll get the guys on it right now.
All right. So Chief, when you actually start to bring this to it, do you have to have a crew of 2? Do you have a minimum?
Two,
Minimum
just
of
2. A lot of times, we'll run this by itself or run that by itself and do with this. Hey,
Okay. So what's the most important thing that you got to realize when you're going to a brush fire? What do you got to look out for?
your surroundings are what you're going into. How wooded is it? Is it high tension wires? What you know, the terrain you're going into. So it's it's designed to go off road, but you also have to watch where you're going off road because you could be going across, like say, look at this hillside here.
Right.
It drops off very rapidly.
Okay.
A little bit. Good.
Okay. So once you get the truck there,
So
you get
we-
it
right.
set, you put it in park.
Actually,
Talk me through how you
so
do it.
once we get what we're doing, he's going to get on out. We'll drop the tailgate down. Right.
And what is he doing on that side there?
Turn the ignition switch on, and the fuel. We run with the fuel off, so it doesn't. So it doesn't. Anything with carburetors anymore.
Yeah.
So now you're up and running. One of the things on the little portable pumps like this is actually it's got an exhaust prime on it.
Okay.
That's what the little thing up on top of the exhaust is. Up here. So when the other fire engines, you pull the primer, it's a gear rotating. You don't have that on this.
Okay.
So actually what you'll do is push this down, and by holding that down, it's taking all the exhaust and blowing it out here when you open that, and it actually causes a vacuum to prime the pump. So now we're up and running by opening up the tank, suction tank. It comes off there, comes up through the pump, goes back in, and it's pre-piped pulling back to where he's at.
Okay. But you can choose any of these other outlets.
Yes, we can hook anything up to these.
Okay. So about how long can this run before you have to fuel it up or anything?
It's, let's say with a 100-gallon water and a 100-gallon GPM pump, hypothetically a minute.
Okay.
But you know, if you're going to go through that, I mean, it can run for 20 minutes flowing the water with your flow.
Okay.
You know, because all you're going to, Henry, don't hit the camera, but go towards the camera.
So you just pull that off.
Yep. So he's going
Got
to.
rollers up top to help guide you.
The hub guide. That's good. As I'm saying, it's just, you know, you're going in to do a brush fire. You're not, you know, drowning the thing. You're getting it and moving on.
Right. So you're soaking the ground
Correct.
that's around you.
You're trying to put it out, but in the same token is get it stopped so then you can come back and do the overhaul.
Okay.
So
And that's a standard nozzle.
it's standard pistol grip nozzle, 3/4 inch line or 1 inch line going into it.
Okay.
The flow is probably 50 gallon a minute. So
Right. Okay. And
Yep.
really, what happens when you run out of water? Maybe you don't have another water.
well,
source.
see, that's where this comes into advantage is you can run back out, and we were just talking about you disconnect the hose and leave the hose lay there, run this back out, and then run back in and start doing it. Or with the other one we're getting ready to bring in, the ATV, you leave him sit there and this hauls water to the ATV.
Okay.
So, but the ATV can run back out through the woods a lot quicker because it's such a narrow base.
Got it.
So we'll show you how that one operates right now.
All right.
Go back. Come on. All right, go through the operations on this one, Brendan.
Okay.
So we do the same thing. Basically, this is a smaller version of what we just saw.
Okay.
The advantage of this is tighter areas.
Right.
We get into a lot tighter areas than what we have. So it's also, as I say, once again, it's
So
a
it's got the preset hose rail up top, just like the other one. It's got a light on it.
Yep, got little lights that, once again, you get out in the woods, you have lights you can see.
Right.
We carry chainsaws, self-contained gas.
Okay.
Actually, you know, we've had to. This is actually designed for a Stokes basket. So if you go into the woods and somebody's hurt, you know.
You can bring them out on it.
Right. Horseback riding, motorcycle riding. Throw the Stokes basket on this, strap them in and bring them on out.
Okay.
Brendan, go down through here. But it's the same, you know, skid mounting unit, go back in, self-contained.
Right. Wow.
So,
I was not expecting that kind of pressure to come out of a little unit.
Yes, it's a lot of.
Yeah, it can really get up and goes.
So,
Same kind of pistol grip.
Same,
now,
yep,
do you carry extra hose or just
on this one? On this, no.
Okay.
So if we need to, we can, because it has an additional outlet. It's got 2 additional outlets.
Okay.
So we can take the yellow brush line off of that and actually hook it onto here, or we can take that inch 3/4 line off and hook it onto here.
Okay.
So I mean, they're both the midget of that, but this was a lot more versatile because you get a lot tighter spots.
Right. And this holds how many gallons
I
load?
think this is 100 gallon also.
Okay.
So,
okay. And do you fill the? I saw that you push the button to reel it back up.
Yes.
But where do you fill each of these?
You can actually do it through the top tank fill.
Okay.
Which is right here, or on the manifold themselves. Come back in, and this goes directly into the tank.
Okay.
So if you were sitting someplace and you knew you're going to need a lot of water, but nothing else could get back there, you can actually bring it in and hook a hose line into here, and just don't even use the tank, because that'll go directly into the pump also.
Right.
So you can be a stationary unit in the woods and just bring a line to you. So you can set both these up and have that one drag a piece of hose in with it.
Right.
Both these can sit there all day long and pump as long as they got gas.
Okay. So realistically, if we had like a barn fire that's 200, 300 yards out, you could put your engine at the road, run a line to this, and then just use this to assist it. And
Right. Well, I say most times,
bales.
when we do this, most times they're running out in the field chasing where you got the barn fire going here.
Yeah.
They're out in the field chasing the runaways.
Yeah.
So but it's self-contained little units.
Man, these are awesome. I think every fire company needs to have these, because it's not just the rural areas. You also can use these in other areas.
Correct.
Maybe a trash fire,
Yep.
A little dumpster fire in the back or something like that you don't need to have the big stuff. So these are absolutely awesome. Chief, thank you very much.
No problem.
We appreciate it. Once again, this is Heroes Next Door. We're doing a rigs episode at the UpperCo Volunteer Fire Company. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit notifications and put any comments down below on what you want to see next. We'll see you again next week. Welcome back to Heroes Next Door. Thank you all for joining us for another Station Rigs. We are in UpperCo. Welcome back to Heroes Next Door. Thank you for joining us for another Station Rigs. We are in UpperCo. I gotta get started again. So we're gonna be meeting up with their PIO here. His name is
Scott Warner.